I turn off this fan so it's not Okay, so let's get started, I suppose. So this is the mod I'm gonna be showing you how to fix. It's called the Winds of Iron, based on Iron Harvest. That's just a notification that I'm live. Let's see if it actually is good quality, because that was a problem earlier. It was a staggering. Good enough for me. Hopefully it's not terrible. Um, but in this empty map, so essentially what would happen is that this game would crash, and I had to read the error law, or the error message, to actually understand what the heck was going on. Um, and I'll go over that, but I just want to show that I do have it working. You can see Iron Harvest up there. Go to vehicles. Just as an example, I don't know. I like using. Yeah. Now it might crash if I use one of these vehicles and I didn't change something that I haven't gotten to yet. That's fine, but for the most part, it does work. And then if you go into humans, the humans were also crashing the game too. So I'll have to show that. I'll just use Rusviet. It really doesn't matter who I use. They can be flamers for all I care, but no. Now there's still things that need to be worked on. You know, things like actual hit detection when it comes to, this is what I mean, when I shoot the gun and you don't see any hit detection. Like that, for example, you actually see it hitting the ground as opposed to nothing happening. And also there's sound issues still, that, you know, sound is not playing. Animations are playing, like explosion animations, yeah, and things like that. That stuff is either I'm never gonna fix, or I'm gonna fix eventually, but it's not my mod. I'm not the author of this mod. I believe his name is Guga, and some other folks that created the mod. I'm just, no disrespect to them, but I'm tired of freaking waiting for other people to fix things. And I just said, screw it, I'm doing it myself. Because anyways, maybe I'll tell that life story another time. So we'll exit the game. No, I don't want to save anything. And we'll bring in the first thing. Well, technically the first thing is the, oh geez, what the heck. There we go. I don't know why that was doing. So the first thing you actually want to do is update the game version. Just do it to be safe. And then you want to update the entity.set file. Now this is my backup stuff. And so I'll look for it here. So you open you go to your workshop, content, find the game, or the, I don't know what that is actually. Let's look at it together. Steam apps. You guys probably don't need me to explain that. The workshop, content. This is the game, Gates of Hell. That's whatever other games it is. And I believe it was 27. Let me double check just to make sure. Yep. So then you go into resources. I believe it was entity. Click it. Nope. It's probably game logic. Yep, game logic. Alright, so in game logic, you're going to go to set. From set, you go to interaction entity. And again, a lot of this was in the error code itself, that you can actually see what folders were, what file in what folders was causing the, 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 I wish I my dumb butt, when the error code popped up on my screen here, I could see the error code, but what was actually still being recorded was the game in a frozen state. So unfortunately, I can't actually explain the error codes. But anyways, go to interaction entity, and right here you can see entity set. You're gonna click that. Now this is updated. This is this here. And what I found out, what the error code kept pointing to, was there was something going on with vehicle main. And I thought to myself, or not vehicle main, sorry, car main. And I'm thinking to myself, well, what's car main actually do? I don't remember if it was actually in Gates of Hell's actual game logic itself, or if it was. Well, I didn't understand what it was, is what I'm trying to say. And I don't remember if I found it. I know I found like tank specifics, I think. And I know canon does exist. But for some reason it was causing a crash. Well, okay, I decided, well, let's experiment. It's not like I'm breaking the actual Gates of Hell game. I'm not deleting stuff from that. Never delete stuff from that unless you know what you're doing, or update or change things unless you know what you're doing. But I was thinking, well, I'll just delete it. So I deleted it. I opened the game. It still crashed, and then it said that tank specifics was causing the crash. Okay, delete that too. Then I applied the mod and it crashed immediately, and it was because of these these lines of code, so to speak. Next, tank specifics, and then canon. So I deleted tank specifics, canon, and vehicle main, and that's what I have. I'm kind of doing my hands there, but that's what I have here. So you got to delete those 3 lines of. I'm gonna just call it code. Delete those 3 lines of code, and that gets the game to actually load up. Now, the next problem that happens is when I actually the next thing I did was I wanted to load a map, and it was a Gates of Hell map, and it crashed, and it said something about sounds, and I followed the path of the sounds of what it was trying to say, and I'm like, well, thinking to myself, I was like, wait a minute, this is actually in the Gates of Hell game logic or sound. It was in the actual game's original files, and I'm thinking, well, obviously I'm not gonna delete that stuff, so what could be the problem? Because it also turned out that I opened an empty map because it was specifically something to do with water sound. So I opened an empty map, and in the empty map it loaded up. I'm like, great, oh, all right, it works. I don't know what's going on with that, but it works. So now I place the unit down, and the animation played. He grabs his gun from his holster, and it crashes. And I'm like, what the heck? And it says sound recoil, and I'm like, what the heck is recoil? What does recoil have to do with anything? So the next thing I had to do, and hopefully I know what I'm trying to do. And you can kind of see where I'm going to go with this because I had to make this backup called found in sound, just to give you an idea. So this is, there might have been one edit, but this is essentially the unedited. Yeah, this is the unedited. I might have add one thing to it. But the original one from the Winds of Iron mod. I think it was in weapons. So, weapons. No, it's completely unedited. Okay, cool. So this is the original Defines Inc. file from Winds of Iron mod. And that is located in, go to Sound Pack, if I'm correct, and it should be this one, Defines Inc. Now, I gotta make sure I don't confuse the two. That's what happened when I recorded the video. Should be this one. And if we go up, yep, so this is the original Winds of Iron Defines Inc. in the sounds pack. I'll call it pack. And then this is the updated one. Okay, now this is going to get a little complicated. So what I found was, so I went and I thought to myself, well, if you look at the original one, Control F to like search the file. This is using Microsoft Visual Studio. I don't believe you need to use Microsoft Visual Studio to see it. You should be okay with the Word doc or WordPad or Notepad, but I'm not 100% sure. I just like to use Microsoft Visual Studio. But what I did was I typed in recoil, and recoil wouldn't show up. I was like, well, what the heck is going on? But I knew it was in a weapons area. So I typed in weapon, and I saw reload, reload large, reload interior, no recoil. Okay, well, it's not here. Before I lose where the heck I am. So I'm going to open a new window. And what I gotta do is I gotta go to the actual game. So Gates of Hell. So go to your Steam library, Steam Apps Common, Gates of Hell. Go to Resources, and then go to Sound, and then you want to open the Sound Pack. So now that the Sound Pack is open, I'm going to minimize this. I'll leave that there for now. I'll leave that. So you open the Sounds Pack, and look at that, Defines Inc. So I opened, so the middle one's Gates of Hell, updated Winds of Iron, and original Winds of Iron. So in Gates of Hell, I was like, Control F, okay, let's type in recoil. And there's recoil. So what I did was I copied, went to this file, the Defines Inc. file, and I pasted it. And I only did that one. I only wanted to see the recoil being pasted in there to see if that would fix it. Just out of curiosity. You guys gotta experiment. I mean, you're not breaking Gates of Hell. You know, experiment. You know, that's how you gain knowledge. That's how you gain experience. That's how you can. This is useful information. This is something you can use in the work life situation. When someone asks you, what technical skills do you have? Hey, I'm able to read error codes, and I can give you an example of what I did. Actually, saying that in an interview is a whole nother topic. Nonetheless, it's still a story that you can use. So I encourage you guys, be like, I don't want to say be like me, but experiment. You guys have a mod that someone else created that, for whatever reason, they don't fix it, don't want to fix it, gave up, are too busy. Experiment, guys. Just play around with the mod files, see what's going on, read the error codes, and play around. There's no harm in breaking a mod that's already broken. And if you edit it so bad, I suppose you can just unsubscribe, uninstall it, and then resubscribe to reinstall it. Do make a backup just in case they pull it completely off Steam. I have backups in a external hard drive. Life lesson, advice over, back to what I'm talking about. And so I copied that, I opened the game, and it worked. It loaded. I placed down oh, by the way, it was crashing even with even with units that were already in Gates of Hell, like the Germans or the Russians or the USA faction or Finland faction. It would crash no matter what breed or what unit I put in that was a human. And so I knew it wasn't strictly because of Winds of Iron. So after I pasted this in, I tested it with default units like from the German faction, and I just placed them in. It didn't crash. I'm like, great. And then I pressed the E key so I can do direct control, and the moment I took a step with the W key, it crashed. Now it's saying it's another sound file. I don't remember what file or what line it was. But I'm like, what the heck, man? Something's going on. So I thought to myself, in the end, to make it short, I literally copied everything. Control A. Okay, actually don't Control A because I don't want to copy. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Because this is the new edited version. I didn't actually copy and paste this stuff. I just did this and below. But essentially, it looks like you could copy paste everything. So Control A. Control A. Oh shoot. Okay. Okay, hold on, because there was like one or two sound files or define. There's one or two defines in the Winds of Iron file that seems to not be in the Gates of Hell file. So what I personally did, but it looks like you can do everything. Just Control A, Control C, copy it all. Go to the very top, and under Animals. Or actually, you know what? Because this isn't needed, because it's already going to be pasted, paste everything you just copied. And so that will essentially fix any sound issues, any possible sound issues for the most part. I'm 1%. I'm 99% sure that no problems will happen. 1% maybe I missed something and it's another issue. But that'll fix that. And so this is still from the original Winds of Iron mod. The reason why you don't want to replace everything in the Winds of Iron, because again, there's some defines that aren't in Gates of Hell. I don't remember which ones it is. And most importantly, it does have a Winds of Iron section itself for the mechs. You do not want to get rid of this. And then the tedious part was to compare and contrast this. So when I saw, okay, I don't, the bottom will be the next world. So essentially, when I reach world again, and have Winds of Iron at the bottom. But I was like, okay, world here, world there, environment here, environment there. I deleted that. Now I don't know if duplicates defines on sounds would matter or affect the game. I just think it's a best practice not to have duplicate items in the file. So you'd have to tediously check the world. Okay, I got everything in world. Delete world. Let's go to the next section. Okay, I believe that's BKG maybe is background. I don't know what BKG means. The acronym. Okay, but BKG SMG, BKG rifle, BKG MG, and then just continuously delete things little by little. It's very freaking tedious. It's annoying. That's probably why the mod authors don't want to deal with it anymore. But at least I'm willing to show you guys how to freaking do it. That way you don't have to rely on the mod authors to update things that are dead, essentially. Maybe they'll update it one day. So, now that you got the sounds problem fixed, I want to say that's everything. I'm pretty sure that's everything that I remember crashing. Overall, you're still going to have issues with not so much the units, but you're still going to have issues with the mechs when they shoot, not having hit animations when the bullet hits the ground. There's one from the Rusviets that it has like a giant artillery shell shooting out of it. It lands and it has the explosion animation, but no explosion sound. It even has the whistling noise for when you shoot it. And then there's some where it shoots it. I don't even think it has a sound. It might have the sound. Point being, as soon as it lands, literally no animation plays, and it's just, nothing happens on the screen. But if you have enemies set up, those enemies will look as if they were hit by explosive ordnance. But that's pretty much everything that I know so far. I hope I didn't miss anything, but that's how you fix the Winds of Iron mod to not crash anymore and get it to a working state as I showed that it is possible. It's not as simple as just updating the game version. It's a lot more complicated than that. Unfortunately, I mean, I wish it was as simple as that. Um, but hopefully this helps you guys. This helps you. Oh yeah, there's Guga. This helps you guys explore, experiment. You know, don't just wait for people to fix things for you. You know, sometimes you just gotta take actions. I don't mean to be harsh for anybody, but just stop being lazy. You know, it takes time. And yeah, it takes time. Maybe you're too busy with work or school. I don't know. I don't know your guys' situation, but but take initiative. Take initiative. Fix things that are broken, and that's just anything in life really. Um, and and you can use that experience to explain to help others. To use it for interviews, to show other people how to do things that maybe hasn't been shown. Um, at this point, you guys can stop watching the stream, or you can stop watching the video if you've already got Winds of Iron fixed and it's working for you. At this point, I'm just kind of going on a I don't know what I'd call it. But for example, what I was going on was I have this. This is from the actual dev team from Galaxy at War for Men of War Assault Squad 2. Appreciate the guys, but the problem is that they need permission. Like, people need to ask permission to post things. I'm not gonna get into it. I appreciate their work. I'm glad they have done what they've done. But you know, like, for this is Gates of Hell's version, but in Call to Arms there is no Galaxy at War, and somebody did post something, but it got removed because they didn't have permission or they didn't like it, and all this nonsense. But it is very, very slow of a process. I think all they have right now is, let me see if I can figure set. Yeah, set, breed, single, Star Wars. Actually, that was me. I'm not really sure. Maybe this is set, breed. Yeah. So all they have is single, galaxy, a few. I don't even know if they actually have Wookiees filled in. They got a few things that they updated, and it's a lot of tedious. It's so tedious. So again, I understand why it takes a while. I get it, but still, I encourage people to take matters in their own hands where they can. Even when this is updated, I think my personal things that I've added, like I added human skins myself, that stays. And these human skins are just from the actual Galaxy of War from Assault Squad 2. And I've created so many breeds with them. I kind of custom tailored them to how I want to do my own headcanon, a fanfic type nonsense. It doesn't make sense really, but I made my own Star Wars factions. And I did all of this. This is all me. And in the actual files, as an example, just to show you guys like the tedious work I was doing from just so I could enjoy it. But the problem is, not that maybe I can seek permission and I can post something, sure, whatever. But this is essentially what I did. But I don't want to have to wait. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. But it is a lot of work, and I'm already kind of done for now. But yeah, I just what I did was I copied. What I copied was from the original Galaxy at War from AS2, Assault Squad 2, and I pasted some of the stuff in a single file, and then I took that unit and then I pasted it here, but it was still causing crashes because there's some of these things don't apply to Gates of Hell. It's probably not here anymore, but it was causing a crash. I was trying to figure out what the heck's going on, but yeah, I did all this. Forest troops, whatever you want to call them. But I did all that, and it's tedious work. But if you don't take initiative, if you don't have that drive, you're especially the fact that these great modders that have given us something to just add to it is it's not too difficult if you're willing to learn. I think I went on a long enough rant and lesson here. Hope this video helps. If you watched it all the way to the end, thank you. Maybe I'll post more tutorials. Maybe I'll post the work that I've done. We'll see what I do. This channel's not really. This channel, I don't even know what this channel is. It's just my YouTube channel, and I don't want to create a new one. I posted some crappy content before. Maybe not crappy to some people. I've had some. I had at least one, if not two, questionable rants. I can't say 100%, but I kind of still stand by them if somebody saw them. That's it for me. That's all for me. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna go tell the guy who had asked for the video to see this, and hopefully I didn't screw up and my freaking face over here wasn't blocking something important because I wasn't watching it. But anyways, thank you guys for viewing. Whoever watched it all the way to the end, I appreciate it.